there, my name is Sheila Beck and the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share and subscribe and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And there are so many things for me to do a video about today. There are so many things that I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll just give it a miss, you know, let the thing go. But I don't think I can let it go. It's talking about James Bond, and I love James Bond. I absolutely love James Bond. There's a article in Radio Times talking about James Bond now. Radio Times is one of my go-to sources of sheer stupidity, because they love sheer stupidity. They wave a little flags for sheer stupidity. So I always go there looking for Doctor Who articles. There was a Doctor Who story I wanted to do a video about today, and then I saw their article was too stupid. I banned it. I went for another. It was actually too stupid to make the video about. Then I saw this story as well. I'm like, oh, this does not look good. So I think I would share that with you. But before we get into it, can I ask you guys, can you hit the like button? Can you hit that like button? Can you hit the share button? But mostly, can you hit that subscribe button? That would be fan-dabby, double dozy. I'll be so excited for you to hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. Of course, everybody's subscribing, other than making me very, very happy. Can also enter my weekly competitions. Like, the prize right now is 2 graphic novels. We have Red Razors, a spin-off from Judge Dredd. Red Razors is a Russian judge in the capitalist future of East Meg 2. He is a street punk that has been lobotomized and turned into a lean, mean killing machine for the Russian Justice Department. And he is on the chase with his partner, Comrade Ed, a genetically engineered talking horse, to try and find the body of Elvis. And that's kind of the bonkers fun that Red Razors is. But if you like bonkers sci-fi fun, it doesn't get much more bonkers and sci-fi than this thing, Shakara, the Destroyer, what do they call this one? Just Shakara. So this is this is a mainly black and white thing with these little hints of red. Freaking gorgeous, crazy, high concept sci-fi insanity. Freaking love it. All you need to do to win it is subscribe to the channel and in the comments leave the hashtag Zarjaz, and it can be yours. We are doing the prize draw on Sunday the 18th. I don't know when I'm putting this video out, but we're doing the prize draw on Sunday the 18th. It will be before Sunday the 18th. And I'll be on the TARDIS, and we're doing a wash-along of Gridlock, one of my favourite David Tennant stories. And we're going to the winner will be announced then, and we're going to pick a new prize for next week. That's basically how it works, how it goes down here on the channel. Fine, let's look at this article about James Bond. I freaking love James Bond. Is James Bond over? That's the quote. That's the first question we have to get before we get in there. Is James Bond over? So my thinking is, if they do a super woke one with this No Time to Die, which I still think was a terrible idea to keep Daniel Craig on. I think they should have. He basically reached the end of his arc. You know, I think it was terrible idea, and everything I heard about this movie, No Time to Die, sounds freaking awful. You know, they brought in Phoebe Waller-Bridge to punch up the feminism in the script. That is not what you want for a James Bond movie. That is not what you. It's like punching up the the zombie apocalypse in a Jane Austen movie. You know, it just doesn't really work. You know, so they talk about then there's a new James Bond who is of course a black woman, although she doesn't look very womanly. She looks like a black androgynous woman. And they talk about tampons. So everything I hear is freaking awful. It's like if there's anything that can make James Bond's a constant erection, which I'm sure he has, invert into his body, it's reading any of these stories. So everything here sounds awful. Everything I see looks freaking fantastic. Looks awesome. But listen, the last one, Spectre, was not a good Bond movie. It's been a long time since then. They've delayed it. It's going to be a year now, a year and a half. By the time release, if this is a balls to the wall woke adventure, if this is just like as bad as they've been saying it is, and it's not as they've been showing it is as bad as they've been saying it is, this could be it for James Bond. I hope it isn't. My choice for Bond, Tom Hiddleston. So fine. So let's look at this article. James Bond producer Barbara Broccoli, who feels very protective of James Bond, although the casting of Daniel Craig I was always a bit suspect of, although he then did a fantastic job. Says next James Bond hasn't been cast but will be reimagined. That's terrifying right there. That is freaking terrifying. I don't know what that means, but I hope they're going to explain it. The producer said the new Bond doesn't need to be a white man, but won't be a woman. Well, at least that's a good sign. So here's why I think Bond does need to be a white man. This is why I think the character is intrinsically a white man. I don't say that about many characters, right? But I think that, like, I was fine with Perry White being played by Lawrence Fishburne in Man of Steel. I think Lawrence Fishburne just exuded everything that you would think Perry White is. I always thought Chris Rock would have been great as Jimmy Olsen in 90s Superman. They were talking about. Yeah, it just seems to work for me, right? So James Bond. What I think is fascinating about James Bond is he's a member of the British aristocracy who's broken, so he's got that like British aristocratic veneer that he can fit in seamlessly with like these very high, high power, high money parties. Like he can fit in just seamlessly. He's bred for that. That's part of his, of his entire family, being. But he's broken. His parents are killed. He's a broken, twisted psychopath. But to be a member of the British aristocracy from a British family dating back hundreds of years, maybe that, you need to be white. That's what a white person is. And I don't mind having a black spy movie that kicks ass. I think that's great. I just don't see, making him non-white is a problem for me. Making him blonde was a problem, quite frankly. But I was able to get over it. Making him non-white, I'll have to wait and see. And if it doesn't feel like Bond, it doesn't feel like Bond. And I think it's a massive disservice to whoever they cast. It's Idris Elba, fantastic actor. An absolutely fantastic actor. I think he's a bit too old to play Bond now, but I really like his work. I think he's very, very good. I think it's a slap in the face to him to say, "Oh, we're casting you because we'll give it to you now because of your skin color, not because of your talent," which is exactly what they would be saying. But I like it. They say the James Bond can't be a woman like this. James Bond actually is a misogynist, right? Misogynist is a word they use a lot nowadays. James Bond actually is a misogynist. I don't think it would work as a woman. So thankfully not. Okay, the producer of James Bond film, Barbara Broccoli, the daughter of Cubby Broccoli, she's been involved with Bond from her entire life, and she's part of her family history. Again, why not have a black person play Cubby Broccoli, right? Why not? What's the difference? It seems to be that kind of stupid. The Barbara says, star who will replace Bond has not yet been chosen and won't be until the dust has settled on Craig. Okay, fine. So are they going to destroy the franchise is the question. Not only that, but Broccoli has revealed to Total Film magazine that the reimagined James Bond, what does that mean, reimagined? Are you going to make him a kid? Or reimagined is really scary when you're dealing with very, very old franchises like this. It's really scary. James Bond does not have to be a white man. Well, how? Again, how? How are you a member of the British aristocracy from a family that dates back hundreds of years without being white, and if your skin color isn't white, that hasn't impacted on your character in any way? I imagine if you were part of the British aristocracy and you were black and you're going to or you're Asian or whatever, you're going to these upper class schools, you're going to Eton, you're in that society. I would imagine that your identity as being a minority would be some form of an issue. What's that James Bond movie? Spy Who Loved Me. I love Spy Who Loved Me. It's really silly, but I love it. I love it. There's a great bit in it where James Bond arrives in a desert in one of these Arab sheiks' tents in his harem, filled with just insanely beautiful women, which is what we love about James Bond, right? And he meets the Arab guy, goes, alaikum salam, that's all and then he goes, James Bond, how are you, old chap? The Arab guy goes, because that really works, right? But still, him not being white, it has an impact upon that character. And once you have that impact on that character, you've changed the character of James Bond, right? That's what you're doing. You're changing the character in a way that goes against the character, right? So it just, for me, doesn't sound like a good idea. But as ruled out the possibility of a woman taking over the role of the super spy, I honestly, this is what they should do if they had a brain in their head. Go for an absolute traditional James Bond, a traditional James Bond. Again, Tom Hiddleston, totally my pick for James Bond. He's got that suave thing. And then have a movie with when he has two friends, a woman spy, and a black spy, if that's really important to you. And then you can spin them off, and you can each have their own freaking franchise or movies, right? You have them all together in one, and then you stagger them, and you've tripled your output, and you've remained authentic to the to your source material. And you're doing the diverse filming, the diverse programming that you want to do. You win everything doing that way. But no. It's for the insane people that live on Twitter. It's really important that not a woman becomes Doctor Who or whatever. It's not important, but it's that it's not a man. We've got to end the white male patriarchy. That's what it's all about. And it's freaking insane. It's absolutely insane. Broccoli explained why she and a long-term production collaborator, Michael G. Wilson, who she's married to, had him going to think about an actor who will play 007, the 26th installment of the iconic secret agent. Despite much speculation in the media, Tom Hardy had been lined up for the role. He's currently 2-1 favourite with most bookmakers. Listen, Tom Hardy, I would watch him in anything. Tom Hardy is one of the most watchable actors in it. I mean, I would love to see a Tom Hardy Bond directed by what's the name? The guy did Tenet. What's that great Tom Hardy movie with Leonardo DiCaprio? It's Inception, right? Inception. Whoever directed that? I would love to see that. Okay, fine, but whatever. I always say you can only be in love with one person at a time. She said, "Yeah, I think we fell out of love with Craig at the end of by Spectre. Loved it. He had two stellar movies. He had two mediocre movies. One more mediocre than the other. So once the film was out, then some time will pass. Then we'll get on to the business of the future. Because you know what? No rush because they're not filming anything. But for now, we just can't think about doing anything beyond Daniel. Again, are they about to break James Bond, right, with this movie? We do not know. Whoever is cast, it will be a new interpretation of the big screen icon, not simply a copy of Craig. Well, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to reinvent. I mean, Sean Connery was a reinvention in of himself. Ian Fleming always thought of him being more like a David Niven type character. So he thought Sean Connery was a bit too thuggish. And then George Lazenby, he definitely wasn't Sean Connery, right? Definitely wasn't Sean Connery, but it was gone. Roger Moore, a complete reinterpretation that fitted perfectly for the 70s. I personally liked Timothy Dalton. I think he worked well for the 90s. 80s, 90s, and was it the 80s? Yeah, it was just the 80s as him. And then Pierce Brosnan, again, back to basics, did the great back to basics, but again, reinvented the character by going back to the basics of the of the character, and it really, really worked. Daniel Craig, you're always supposed to reinvent, but does reinventing mean that it has to be anything but a white male, right? It's It will be reimagined in a way. Each actor will reimagine the role, she said. So that's what's exciting and fun about the franchise. The character evolves. Eventually, we will have to think about it, and we'll find the right person. Broccoli is prepared to break the racial mold. She said he doesn't need to be a white man, not as far as I'm concerned. I don't understand. Again, I just wish you'd be able to answer my question. Okay, I just wish you'd be able to answer the question. How? Like, how does that not fundamentally change the character, right? And I don't say that about many characters. James Bond is a British, aristocrat from a ancient British family, and who doesn't have any chips on his shoulder about race. It seems to be that that needs to be a white male. Broccoli, as far as I'm concerned, but 007 will never become 007 will never become Jane Bond under Broccoli's stewardship. Thank God for that. We should create roles for women, not just turn a man into a mwah. Exactly. And maybe you should create a role for a black man. Maybe you should create a role for an Asian man. Maybe you should do that rather than the same thing. Again, you're going to do a biopic of about your father, Cubby Broccoli. Who are you going to get to play him? Are you going to get a white male to play him? Probably, right? Well, why not get a black guy? Why can't you reimagine your father? Due to the ongoing COVID-19, blah, 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 been pushed out to April. So yes, but about a year back. But again, are they going to destroy James Bond with this movie? Are they going to destroy James Bond with the casting? Could be. Listen, nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. When's the last time you saw a Tarzan movie, right? Or a Buck Rogers movie? Yeah, nothing lasts forever. So hopefully they'll be able to put it together. I don't know. And this article is a bit scary. It's a bit scary for me. My name is Sheila Beckett, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.